Hello and welcome to Peeves and Qs, a podcast where we ask each other questions and talk about what's annoying us each and every week. I'm your host, Mr. Red, Alex, and with me is Jody.
No. No.
We're not from the game.
We should have established beforehand. Are we saying your name?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, we've
Taylor.
said it before.
Taylor.
Hello.
Hi.
We also have Connor.
Hey.
And we have Doopy.
Your mother's best friend.
Her best friend.
Friend. Like to speak like Mike Tyson.
Doopy, sometimes you remind me of the guy that's like, trained full of high school girls. Oh, yeah.
What?
Well, I'm gonna
Who's
hate
that guy?
myself. I'll be back
Wow.
in never.
That's
It's
a
a
good
very
thing.
specific type of person.
Okay, well.
That's a great thing to carry with you.
No, it's fine. I
love
can take
you.
a joke.
All right. Well, I can take this episode starting with our first segment, which is, how are you guys? How's it going? How are you?
Each day burns a hole in my soul, and I feel just dandy.
Sounds
Now,
Hey, welcome to adulthood.
Yes.
What did you say last episode? I feel like it was something along
I think it was
the same
something
line.
similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You doing all right there, buddy?
But you're done moving.
Yeah, you're done moving.
I am done moving. I no longer have to deal with my gremlin roommate, who is now not my roommate. She's just a fucking neighbor.
She's just a gremlin.
She actually followed me to this apartment complex.
No.
Whoa.
She is in the building, same building.
Everyone lives in this
Doorway
apartment
adjacent
complex.
to me.
Basement.
I can't fucking speak. I
having a
didn't
hard
take my
time
medication.
here.
I'm special.
Your bowel medication.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry.
That would actually hurt my feelings.
I'm
No,
done.
okay. But no, she's in the same building adjacent from me, upper on the higher parts where there would be a little what's it called?
Balcony?
Balcony if she were lucky.
Yeah.
If she were lucky.
Yeah. So she's up there, and I know she's up there because I see her fucking cat staring at me, wishing that he could cuddle my feet because he liked my feet, and that's about it.
So you said that she followed you here?
Yeah, so like you
Is she outside the
were
door?
living with this person as a roommate before, and then you moved out, and then she.
She had the option of going to like Mont Morris,
Okay.
but she also tried out for this place. I always say that. I always
She tried out. She auditioned
Yeah,
for
she
this.
applied. Yeah.
She applied
She
for
did
this
callback?
place.
Yeah, she tried to get into here as well. Yeah.
And she took this place because, like, number one, this is the reason that she gave. This is the first reason she gave. It's cheaper living, which
Yeah.
it kind of is.
It is.
But also because she wanted to be, like, neighbors.
Oh my god.
It's one of those things where, like, I think living with this person has really tired me out on her. I think the distance will probably do better for us as far as friendship is concerned.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, living with her really tired me out on this person altogether. I won't go too far into it in case she's listening.
She probably is. She's outside the door.
Yeah, she's outside.
If she is listening,
What have you brought to my door?
a
Yeah.
really angry person.
Well, I can speak from experience that living with someone makes you hate that person, and I won't say who I'm talking about.
I'm right here.
Yeah, well, so is she. The two people that I've lived with before are
safe.
sitting on the table.
We'll fucking
For
figure
now,
it out,
yeah.
guys.
Do you guys ever think that Salacious Crumb was actually a gremlin?
Who the fuck?
I don't know who that is.
That's from Harry Potter?
From Star Wars.
Oh, God.
Professor Salacious.
Do I look like a
Salacious
fucking
Crumb.
nerd to you?
Oh,
Do you want
maybe.
me to answer that? Look,
Yes.
I
You
know
wish I could
what?
take a picture of you
I
and
bet-
show it to the audience right
I
now.
bet he's a cousin of a gremlin.
Yeah, they're probably related. They're both of the gremlin genus.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Cool. We went to an escape
We went to
game.
an escape game tonight.
Oh,
we
right
before
literally
we came
just...
here.
You've never been?
There's one in Flint. There's
Oh,
one.
they're great.
There's one
You mean
on
like an
Miller.
escape
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never been in it.
Well, no, I didn't know.
Did
Like,
you
I didn't
win?
know that they're.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. We did have to ask for extra time,
Well,
which is
I mean,
something
you're
that you can do. Yeah, we got out. We escaped.
They let us go.
We're still there.
It's weird. We found a crowbar and we were able to force our way out. We didn't successfully get through the room, but
Yes, we
God, I would
did.
feel weird doing that. Like, what if this isn't part of the game? I'm just like breaking their
Oh,
shit.
they'll tell you.
Yeah.
They'll be
This
like,
is-
please don't
they're
do
pretty
that.
clear about that.
This doesn't even sound real when you say, I found a crowbar and I got out of there. I'm just like, are you sure this is a game?
Yeah, they just left.
Were you in the
like,
trunk of a car?
Well, I feel like this is part of the game. They want me to get out of this podcast, which isn't ever
Oh,
going to
yeah.
happen.
About
Do they
to get
like
the crowbar.
communicate with you like through a speaker? Like, please don't burn the room down.
Some
It's
do.
not part
Most
the
of
game.
them is just a TV screen and they'll
Oh.
like type something. And
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
This place
Has your
specifically,
timer
if you're
on.
doing something bad, they like flicker the lights on and off. They're like, stop, please stop.
Please don't do
They
that.
squirt you the water bottle.
Yeah, they're.
They put
I guess
stickers
they're.
on things they don't want you to touch.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's smart.
And then,
Yeah.
like, even when you enter the room, they're like, There's nothing in that. There's nothing in that. Don't.
I bet people do some like crazy shit.
I know. That's exactly what I would love to be, the person who watches the people on these screens.
Because they're just like standing around one thing, just trying to like fit two
and you're
pieces
just like
together.
a
And it's like,
bunch
that's
of
not it. That's not it.
Or like, I remember one time we got like this pool stick, and on it said like, you do not have what this goes to yet. And we're just like, oh, well, fine.
I guess I'll just set this down.
We got
now.
this box, and there was like one hole, so we're trying to shove it in that had nothing to do with it. Like,
completely unrelated.
I'm just like, I bet they were just laughing
Just
at us.
laughing like morons.
Also, I bet, like, relationships are very much tested in escape rooms. And I mean, like, friend relationships, family, lover relationships, they're all tested. So if you want to see if you can last, go to an escape room.
Or an IKEA.
It's
Or
like
IKEA.
same thing. It's like a really condensed IKEA. You're in one tiny place, and
I'm
it's only
very
an
much
hour.
like, you go sit over there, I'll just do it. I'll
What
just
are
do it myself.
What do they have at IKEA? The food that people always talk about
Meatballs.
is it meatballs.
They have meatballs.
No
in IKEA?
meatballs in the escape rooms, unfortunately, which makes it.
They
completely
give you
useless.
meatballs at IKEA?
Like
I think there's
Samples,
samples,
yeah.
and people always say
There's a
it's
bunch
good.
of
I've never
food.
had it.
What the hell?
It's kind of like Sam's
Fucking
Club.
with me.
Sam's Club.
Yeah.
I thought it sold furniture.
They do. They have the food court, though.
Yeah, but
in the middle,
Elon
'cause the
Musk
store's
makes
so
cars
big.
and flamethrowers for some reason, so people
Well, you
can
know,
make two things.
one's accessible to the public.
Which one's that?
The flamethrowers.
Of course. Yeah, I would say more people have flamethrowers than have cars.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment.
All
There
right,
may
well,
be more flamethrowers out there than Teslas.
oh yeah, for Teslas for sure. That's it. Anyway, that was a weird
Yeah.
tangent,
Anyway,
but
Yeah.
so escape room. We actually did one today, and then we did one yesterday.
We did one
We've
yesterday
never,
with friends.
yeah, so we've never done 2 escape rooms in 2 days before. And
I'm
that was-
exhausted.
It's been an exhausting weekend.
You should
And
do
it's
like the
only
same
Saturday.
one and then come back later. Look,
I know. I've always wanted to do that.
because there's nothing to stop you from doing
No,
that.
there
Like, if
isn't.
you go and you
could
say
go.
we want to do this
You could-
room,
and because they have leaderboards, so you could just dominate and just like get out of there in like 10 minutes.
obviously you'd have to go through the motions so that they wouldn't know that we just went straight to the end. But like you could do it in like 15
you could,
minutes.
yeah, you could.
Oh
definitely
my
do
god,
it.
you could shame people. Just like
Yeah.
going blasting through rooms
Yeah,
like,
and just
well,
be like,
I'll see you later.
This was a
Or
piece of
not.
shit. Yeah.
Or if you're the only one of your group that's been there, so you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. You should probably
Like
check
it.
that. Oh, I just happen to know.
Yeah.
I have a hunch he moved the couch over, open a trap,
Yeah.
pull the thing out.
Oh, here
And that
it
was
is.
like the final thing. It's like, oh, I just kind of
I
guessed.
just thought it was there.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the one guy who's too fucking dumb-brained in order to be in this place. He's just kicking down fucking walls.
Freaking it.
Just ramming walls.
Like
He
we're
just-
literally just supposed to get out. Escape room.
And
like, he just
cuts to
blows
somebody
through a
like
fucking wall.
holding
He's
a
like,
gun
I'm
to the
at
guy
the
who
end.
planned the thing
You know
out.
what's
It's like,
really-
I got him. He's in my sights. That's not what you're supposed to do.
One thing that is really annoying is they never lock the room. You can leave.
So, well, some
I did it,
rooms.
yay.
I guess there is one room that if you leave, like you fail.
The
but
underwater room.
yeah,
They have,
yeah.
they have some where the door is locked, but if you like press the giant button on the side of the wall, because you have to be able to like run out in case of an emergency or whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's
well,
right.
We'll
But
figure the
that's
fuck
what's-
out.
That is what's kind of annoying. Even I don't know.
I
I
do-
wish they would just lock us in there.
I do want them to be like super, like you sign this waiver and it's like all bets are off. Like if you hurt yourself, it's like you sign the waiver. Because
You sign-
I kind of feel like they're all just
They
so.
do. That's what that means.
Well, yeah, but like there's always stuff.
What did you sign?
There's always stuff
You
like
just have to sign a waiver
they're-
to say that if you get hurt.
Yeah.
there's some where
can't
there's
sue
a
us.
couch and they'll tell you before you go in. It's like, all right, the couch has nothing to do with anything, so like don't take it apart
And don't jump on it,
I want
yeah.
there to be a room where they like supply you with a knife and you're like tearing open cushions
no.
and like breaking the wall down. I
Oh, that
want
would be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool, right?
Like you're like in an actual desperate situation where you think you might die. There's like
Yeah.
guns aimed at you, and you got 5 minutes.
Okay,
Otherwise,
well,
they actually shoot
That's
you in the
just
head.
soft.
maybe a couple steps in more advanced than what I was talking about, but yeah, along the same
Sorry,
lines.
I was watching horror this morning.
I was thinking of-
Oh, go ahead. No, sorry.
I was thinking the same thing with like laser tag. They're always like, all right, no running, no climbing
Yeah,
and
fuck
stuff.
that.
I'm like,
I'm always running.
I want a laser tag ring where it's like you could be like wailing on someone and you're like just blasting them with laser blast.
Christ.
I want a I want hand grenades for a
Yeah.
laser tag.
High octane escape
I want a
room.
laser
Yes.
tag where you do shoot somebody like they're gone. You have to go. Like get out of
Oh
here.
yeah, one life to live.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Timmy, I
Jesus,
got
you guys
you
make
waiting
this sound like
long.
a fucking real ass game of Doom.
I guess you'd have to
That's
make
what I
it
want.
to where
Sue
like
me.
It'd be adults.
Well, when we have VR, when we
Yeah.
have the Oasis from Ready Player One, we'll be there. And now I can add Ready Player One to the topic list of this episode, which is what I've always wanted.
ick.
Actually,
Really?
No, I've never actually seen nor read it. So.
Me neither. Anyway,
Let's move on.
So yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Have you guys ever been? Has anyone here? I know you said you haven't.
I haven't.
You have.
I
Have you?
haven't either. No.
Have you been to
We
an
need to
escape room?
go.
We should go.
I remember once I got locked in an icebox.
You had your own. You made
okay.
your own, make your own escape.
Let's
I
explore
was in there
that.
for 2 hours at a
Let's explore
family
Got a
reunion.
DIY
So you got the
escape room.
you got the advanced package.
I actually stuck my body halfway out of it to try to get noticed to help somebody went on a smoke break. I got lucky. It was at the end.
So it sounds like you are the realist amongst us.
You know, I've had to do that before where I literally got locked in like a bathroom stall and you had to
Right.
crawl
Yeah.
under it to get out.
Yeah, I've done that.
Oh,
Long
yeah.
time ago, but yeah.
Like in school.
Yeah.
How did? Oh, because the thing broke or something.
Yeah, something where
That sucks.
you just like could not get it undone.
Have you ever gone into it? This is not my question. By the
Thank
way.
God
Have you
we were in
ever-
America because apparently in other countries, like the door goes all the way down
Which
to
is
the bottom.
good unless you get.
Which
trapped
is
in it.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's about America. Like, we'd love to see if someone's like actually in there.
I think it's cheaper to build like half a stall than a full stall.
You
Yeah.
gotta save that money.
Have you ever gone into a bathroom and like seen that there was like a closed stall that you find out is locked, but like when you knock on it, there's no answer, so you're like, oh, this is just locked and there's nobody in there. So then you have to like crawl under, but then you were wrong and there's a dude in there and they're like, hey.
I've never had
I've
that.
Oh, that's
never
never
done this.
happened?
I've
Specific
never done
experience.
Just
this,
me,
no.
huh? Okay.
If I don't know if someone's in the stall, I'll just hold it.
Yeah.
I won't even knock. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, looks like
I'll
they're
look and
not
see if there's
going.
feet, and then I still
Yeah.
don't even trust it. I'm like, the door's closed all the way.
There's always that one old lady who comes in, just totally disregards your feet and just starts rattling.
yeah,
on
and
the
you're
door.
just like, yeah, what do you even say?
I get scared.
Occupado.
Well,
Excuse
this
me.
transfers directly into my peeve. So can we move on to the peeve section?
Sure, let's do it.
Guys, my peeve is when you knock on a bathroom stall door and there's no answer, and
You
then
just
you
pull
push.
this out of your ass.
Kind of, yeah. And then you push. Yeah, gross. First of all, ew. I'll wash it before I leave it. But you push on it, and sometimes if you're so, I don't know if this is true for women, but for guys, people will go in and use the stalls as urinals, so they're just
Yeah.
peeing in them, so they don't lock the thing. They just kind of go in.
Inconsiderate.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's stupid.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'll knock on them. There'll be no answer. Then you push on
And
it,
you
and
hit
there'll
them
be
in the
somebody.
back.
Yeah, there'll be somebody there, and they're like, "Oh, I'm in
Hopefully.
here," and you're like, "Okay, well, there's a process for that. I knock, you say occupied or whatever."
Yeah.
But you're like backs to it, so you don't. Maybe you don't know like which one they're knocking on.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
like,
Maybe
I
if
don't
there's
know.
only one stall, I don't know.
I get nervous and someone knocks. I'm like, I'm here.
I have no idea what to say.
I always just say occupied. I was just occupied, even if
I'm
they're
like,
knocking
I
on
don't
the
know.
one
If I'm
next
in
to
my own home, I'm like, yeah.
What?
What?
I
Piss
usually
off.
just go like 1 minute and they go, oh, I'm sorry. And they stand right there with their.
I never knock. I don't think I've ever knocked because I'm always just like, okay,
I won't knock.
I'll look and see if there's feet, and then especially if, I've talked about this before. If it's
Yeah.
like one like room, I slowly turn the handle,
Oh, yeah.
and like if it goes all the way down, I
Yeah.
even still just like slowly open
And
it
then,
to
like,
see if the
Yeah.
light's on.
You cover your eyes. and
Yeah, you're
open
like,
it,
oh.
I always open those doors at an angle because I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah,
if the
yeah,
light's
yeah.
on, then we're
Then
back
and then if the light's on, you're stunned. You have to like creep around the
But
corner.
some of them are so poorly
Meanwhile,
designed.
someone's like behind you, like just go in there.
You
Some
grab
of them
like,
are like, oh, go, I'm sorry, go on.
you grab like a kitchen knife and you hold it so you can see the reflection, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm being murdered." Or something.
Well, like some of them are so poorly designed where like the toilet is right where you need to be able to
Oh.
see. So you go open and it's like, oh, is there a person? Oh, no.
And
And
then
then
eye
just like close
contact.
it. But shame on them if they
It's just
didn't
fucking like
lock
imagine
it.
being on the other side where you see somebody do that and they just whisper, "Sorry."
or like
I
you
literally
keep
would be
staring them
so
in the
scared.
face. Yeah.
That would be so scary. You're just
Would be.
sitting down and all of a sudden the door like slowly opens and you're like, sorry.
Yeah.
So sorry.
I'm
But like,
so
what if it's a
sorry.
murder? You don't want to let them know that you're there. So
I guess
Right, at
they're
least
just
it's
like,
you know, like,
At least it's a considerate murder. They don't want to murder you while you're taking a shit.
Tyrion did.
what a nice.
Well, I
murder.
mean, Tyrion's
All right,
an
you
ass.
kind of just never mind. All right, well, peeve closed. That's
I guess. Well,
that's,
tell us more about why it's
no,
your peeve.
that's
Like,
it. I just it's annoying.
Okay.
Peeve closed. Who would like to go next with their peeve?
I have a peeve.
Do it.
Um,
Hit us.
Okay, so you have an animal,
Mhm.
and that animal typically has a gender.
Oh.
It's usually male and
Okay.
female.
Now,
Okay.
are we talking about like a pet? Are we talking
A
about
pet,
Yeah.
a pet,
The
yeah.
animal that you picked
Yeah.
up.
Could be perhaps a dog.
A pet.
Maybe a cat.
This is my squirrel.
Some other
And
third thing.
when either that person or a person that is around this pet all the time,
Sometimes.
no.
Hmm?
A person
Once
who
is
either
enough.
owns the pet or is around it all the time does not know the fucking gender of that
Oh.
animal.
Oh, that
I don't know why that annoys me so much.
They're
Alex,
around the fucking animal. They should
Yeah.
know.
exactly, they should know.
I'm staying out of this one.
Alex had this cat forever. It was a male cat, and he constantly
Hold on.
called it a girl.
Which one is this?
Boots.
Boots
Clearly
was a
a
good
feminine
cat.
name.
Yeah.
And
So was a good cat, Connor. What do you want from
He
me?
ran
So
away.
he has to be a boy
He
then?
was tired
Sure.
of you.
Well, it was a boy.
He kept calling it a girl.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I already
See,
fucked it up.
she did it too.
I fucked it up. Take me
I'm out.
Can you edit this?
Validated.
I'm just like, I just can't stand. Your mom does it too to the male dog. I'm like, it's not a girl.
That dog
male
is
dog.
very clearly male, and I don't like assuming anyone's gender, but that dog is very obviously a male dog.
And not because he's like bad, you know, does bad male things.
Yeah, he's
he
a
just
good
looks
dog.
like a man.
That was a good cat. So,
So
even
maybe
have a
get its
song.
fucking gender right,
We have a
Alex.
song for that cat.
oh yeah,
Aw.
and then it
It ran away.
Yeah, it ran away. It just vanished one day, and it did that a couple times, so we expected it to come back. But
I
then it
remember
never-
that.
Probably
but
got
I-
sick of
I
being
didn't know.
misgendered.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
literally
getting
fuck
annoying.
this shit.
Sort
It's
of.
like I'm out.
I'm
Yeah,
a
it's
man.
vanished.
I'll
Yep,
tell
vanished.
you. Out there hunting mice.
Oh, there's Ready Player One, the book. I see it now.
God, you
There it
pointed.
is.
Honestly, I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh, there's the cat."
There's
right here.
Boots. Boots, you're back. How did you get in here? You knew about this?
But yeah, I can't stand it. And I watch, there's this TV show that I watch. It's called The Incredible Dr. Pol. It's on Nat Geo Wild. I suggest that you go and check it out. He constantly gets the gender wrong. The dog's name will be like Penny, and the owner will be like, "Oh yeah, my dog Penny, she has this problem." And he'll be like, "Yeah, that's a good boy." Like, right to them. I'm like,
To be
I
fair,
know you
to
see
be
a lot of
fair,
animals, but like, try.
to be fair, all dogs are good boys. I just want to point that out.
No!
All right, so I agree, but I
You're
don't.
wrong.
But I
But
don't.
That's my beef.
More like you agree, but you're ashamed.
You're ashamed.
and
just
you
can't-
should. You
can't
should
do it
feel
right.
shame.
You
Mostly I
should
don't
feel
care.
shame. That's what you
what?
just said.
Did I?
You should feel shame.
You should feel shame.
I got the worst case of mush mouth. I've been fucking eating spicy food all day.
It's messing with your brain.
Your tongue's just retired today.
Your cerebellum's like,
Well, I keep smiling, and that's not helping. So the more I smile, the more my tongue just like fucking takes a vacay. And I'm just sitting there, it's like, this is fine.
I feel the same way sometimes. Great, well,
Peeve closed.
Peeve closed. Who would like to go third?
I guess we're just gonna move this
Yeah,
way
sure.
then, or-
If you have one.
Okay, I do have a peeve.
Cool.
This is something my parents do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I have a peeve when someone asks me if I like something. Like, it could be food, or in my parents' case, it's a television show.
Yeah.
Seinfeld. It's Seinfeld.
Stop it.
For example, Seinfeld.
Don't ruin my story. So Seinfeld. Just kidding. So they'll ask me, "Oh, you should watch this TV show. You'll love it." And I'll either say like, "Oh, I don't really want to," or I'll say, "I don't really like it that much."
Yeah.
And then they try to change my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Like, as if
Maybe.
like
Seinfeld is great. So I don't know
never
what your
got
problem
into
is.
it. I don't
Yeah.
think it's awful, but I just haven't
Yeah, it's-
gotten into it. I don't really want
it's
to watch
about
it.
nothing.
Not
So-
everything's
Yeah.
not everything is for everyone,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
I can appreciate Seinfeld, but I never really thought that Jerry Seinfeld was funny. Like, I never really vibed with his sense of
Yeah.
humor. But
You
they'll-
really watch it for Costanza anyway.
they watch they watch like Ozark and Schitt's Creek, which I'm sure are great shows.
Schitt's Creek.
Except for Schitt's Creek is not a good
It's
show.
got
That's
it's got a C
literally.
in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
It's
I'm like, what
SCH.
show is this? What is it on?
It's got two
HBO?
T's, so it's okay.
They pretty much force-fed me 2 episodes of Schitt's Creek to, like, prove to me that I was wrong and I'd like it. And it was awful. Like, I already knew this. It doesn't fit my sense of humor.
Sure.
I'm not interested in it. And they're like, oh, just try it. You'll love it. I'm like, no, I don't
No.
like it. I already told you that's my opinion. I don't like it.
Have you?
So,
Has there ever
Drives me
been
crazy.
a time that parents and children like the same TV shows? That's
Yeah.
not a thing in my house.
Well, my
Like,
parents
Walking
like
Dead
MASH,
for
and I
me.
like MASH.
Well, everybody in my house, well, the parents' house,
Yeah.
because they still have everybody come around like they still fucking live there. Everybody does Game of Thrones.
yeah.
Everybody does Game of Thrones.
Well,
Except
that's 'cause
not
it's
lately.
great.
Oh, but
That's like the
yes.
one thing everyone shares. And before that, it was
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Ooh, that's a good show.
And then before that, it was
So
basically.
they did. You had people that like. That's just not a thing in my house. Like, Alex
Well, you
will
watch
never
a-
like what my mom likes, and my mom will
Oh, yeah.
never
Well,
like
I don't.
what Alex
count.
likes.
I don't count in that equation. But you watch a lot of shows with your mom. You watch like
We watch cooking
Dr. Pol,
shows,
to
and
cook
Dr.
baking
Pol.
shows.
yeah.
The 2 shows.
Yeah,
Basically, just if I say I don't like something, that is not an invitation to change my mind.
yeah.
I already
Yeah.
don't like-
That's very true.
Pet
That's
peeve.
that's annoying.
That's a fucking solid point.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Solid peeve.
As a counterpoint, I do like convincing people that they should watch
It is
things
a good
that they
feeling,
when
yeah.
when you say like you should watch this and they're like I don't know and then they do and they're like
Yeah.
you're right, then you're like
But that's the key point. I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe, but like I don't like it. It's not
If they're
well,
like,
let me
this is
change your
not
mind.
mine.
How
Yeah.
many episodes do you have to watch to decide if you
That's
like
a
or don't
great
like something?
question.
That is a good
2
two.
episodes.
Honestly,
One.
one,
No,
For
that's-
me. For
one,
me, like
one for me.
Like
yeah.
the very first episode, because
The pilot?
like it should like
The
get you
pilot should
in,
sell.
right?
well yeah they should
Yes.
it should but pilots are usually bad with
worst
the exception
episodes.
of one case.
yeah.
Breaking Bad. Great.
Grey's Anatomy has
Great
a great
pilot.
first
That
episode.
70s show, solid pilot.
Okay.
I say.
I feel like I haven't seen it.
Wow.
Firefly.
I have not seen a single episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because of the pilot.
The pilot was not... the show... That's a hard
That's
show
an
to watch.
episode.
It's a hard show.
that you've seen.
Well,
then.
like, if,
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So you...
I said
Since-
other than that first episode.
okay.
I think one is just too harsh of like a,
I don't know.
a
I say
line.
at least
It also
two.
depends on like. It also depends on the format of the distribution of the show.
If it's like
A
all at once.
a Netflix show.
Yeah.
So like Luke Cage, like I watched all of it, but by I think it was the third episode. I was like, this isn't for me. I'm gonna finish because like I love these Marvel shows and I want to see if there's something else I can get out of this. But
I was kind of like that, but with the
but
Marvel...
network TV, if the pilot doesn't sell you,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, if I'm a little lukewarm about the pilot, I might watch another one. I don't know. But if the pilot just really just pisses me off
Yeah,
from
if the
poor
pilot's,
writing
like,
or bad,
bad-
acting, I'm done.
I
That's
absolutely
a problem.
hate watching a first episode of anything because
Yeah.
all they're doing is setting up characters,
Yeah,
and I
me
don't
too.
care.
I get too bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something I forgot.
But what if you have a show that you love that you're like, I know the first 2 seasons are
That's
just
exactly
not
what I was
good.
gonna
2
say.
whole seasons.
So-
That
so,
shouldn't
like,
be
what- yeah, but that's what I'm
Parks and
saying.
Rec. The third season is a completely different. It's just different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so it's
first
like
2 seasons are
you,
shit.
you have a
Parks.
dilemma. It's like,
the
do
first
you?
season,
I actually kind of
Yeah.
like halfway.
I mean, I
between,
like-
the
I
second
like all of it,
I
but
like
like
all
it's
of it.
just a completely different show by season
Yeah.
3.
The issue you have is like, do I tell people to start watching at season 3, or do I tell them to like stick with it for the first 2? Because I feel like most people would love Parks
Listen,
and Rec
when you
if
tell
they stuck
people to
through
watch Black Mirror, you tell them to skip the first
yeah, that's a
episode.
rule about
Unless
Black
you
Mirror.
know them.
I liked it. I liked the first episode.
Well, yeah,
yeah, but it
it's-
messes with
it's
like
very-
normal people.
Oh,
It's very
I did
different.
take
You know what I
It is
mean?
very
The
different.
second episode probably should have been the first one.
Yeah, it's so
Probably.
good.
what was
So-
the second one was
the Million Merits, 15 Million Merits,
The American Idol show.
The
kind of
American
thing.
Idol.
With, the first
Right.
one was the pig fucking.
Yeah,
that's what
with
that
Get
was.
Out Dude in it.
Sorry,
but,
guys.
but honestly, like
Spoiler.
if I'm in that room making the decision, that's the episode.
Yeah, because you're gonna go.
because you
what?
like you either
Yeah.
you either get the show or you don't.
Right.
You either put Bohemian Rhapsody out or you put You're My Best Friend out as a
As
single.
the single.
Yeah.
Wow, what a weird deep cut.
Or
that
I'm
was.
in love with my car.
I'm in love with my
and really fuck everybody up.
I love that song. Actually,
I think that's Roger Taylor's like only hit that he ever
Only
had.
single. I think that's true. I feel like that's true.
Did you know that every member in Queen had a hit song? And that's the only band, four-member rock band that's ever had
Until
that.
I
right
didn't know
before, like a year before the Live Aid, when they're all like, "Fuck this!" Like we all wrote every song.
You're right.
Right, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
When they were like credited as writers
Yeah.
on the
Right.
Yeah.
But not the Beatles didn't even have that. You
No.
know why? Because George didn't write a goddamn thing.
Was it George or was it two? George and Ringo. Ringo had a hit.
Ringo.
No, they
Ringo
were
wrote-
close.
yeah.
That's what
Yeah, yeah.
it was. George. George never wrote anything.
Ringo Starr.
I thought he wrote something. Didn't he? No, I mean the song.
I don't know. I don't know. I
song
don't know. I don't like
the
Beatles
song
songs.
something. I think I'm not sure. I
Well,
don't
we'll
really
look it up later.
It was really hit or miss.
Cool. Well, I agree.
Thank
Good
you.
peeve.
That
Peeve
was
close?
a peeve, right? Okay, yeah, peeve close.
Peeve
Close it.
close.
Close it.
Alright.
Shut it down.
So my peeve. This is such like a first world
Yeah.
like thing. So I am a huge fan of the author Brent Weeks, and
Never heard of
he. Great.
Name how many authors that you actually know.
Stephen King. Steven Spielberg.
That he's not a writer.
Ow!
That's
Why
what
did
you
you
get.
do that?
Because you deserve that.
Sorry, Connor.
It's okay. I'm a huge fan of him, and he has this one fantasy series called the Lightbringer series, and it was
Game of
intent-
Thrones? Lightbringer?
No,
Oh, shut up. Okay.
no. And it was he writes trilogies, like he writes fantasy trilogies. But he's one of those writers that he's a planner and he is also sort of like a free like writer.
Yeah. Go with the flow.
So he's a writer that he world builds initially and then he fills in like, oh, I can play in this world.
Mhm.
And I think he created, so in the Lightbringer series, created this world that was just so rich that he was like, oh, and I can do this. So we're waiting for what we're hoping is the last and final book, which is the 5th book.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
I have
That's
experience
not a
with that.
trilogy.
No.
I have experience with that too.
And so like when the third book was about to be released, he was like on his website, he was like, hey, like literally I turned in this manuscript and they're like, it's too long.
Uh-oh.
Like it's like Tolkien level too long for one book.
Listen, if he could do it.
But,
Yes.
but they were just like,
They
it's
do it.
not, like it doesn't flow, like it just doesn't like find a way to pare it down. And he was like, no.
Well, did he break it into parts?
Well, so that's what he did.
trilogy?
He
Oh.
literally took like the first half and found a way to write like a new climax in that
Okay.
book.
This
It was
is
like,
literally just like Game of Thrones.
and that you're right. And so
Apparently.
apparently he then restructured this other book.
Uh-huh.
And then he went back and they're like, it's
too long?
Too
No.
long. Well, no, and I think also it was also too long, but it also didn't
Do anything.
it didn't wrap everything up, which was his intention all along. But
Since when do publishers I don't know, tell writers how to write?
Well,
I don't tell you how to publish.
Yeah. I don't tell you how to make the book.
call Barnes
I don't
and
tell
Noble.
your mother how to suck dick and
Well,
Right.
Why we gotta go there?
So pet peeve.
I think you know.
So my peeve is my peeve actually isn't. There's a trilogy now. We're getting this hopefully, which is
fifth
the last
book,
book.
yeah.
It's the fifth book, but it's in the third book,
Uh-huh.
which was apparently supposed to be the first half of the final third book, but it never was.
Yeah.
A new huge plot point that changes how the world functions.
God damn it.
Like,
I hate that. I hate when that happens.
Changing the
like,
rules.
and it's like, oh, like this is its own thing
Mhm.
now, and so at some point it's gonna shift focus to this, or it doesn't. In which case, what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah.
So I guess succinctly, my peeve is write one plot at a time.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Take it one plot at a time.
What
Like
if,
subplots are great, tangents are okay, but like write one, particularly in fantasy,
Yeah.
like write one plot, like overarching plot at a time. So sorry.
Cool.
what you know how people like carve out pages in books and like they make a book safe?
Oh, yeah.
What if he writes a book and then once you flip the page to get to that new plot point, there's a smaller book in there you can take it out and explain.
That would be the fucking funniest prank
And
in
then
the world.
Inception.
Well, then that tiny book explains what this new world thing is. You're like, oh, okay, let me thumb
It's like
through
plot.
that. Okay.
It's like Cliff Notes, but in
Then
the
you can
book.
fit. Well, then I guess the rest of the book is shit because
From,
it's just
yeah,
carved out.
yeah.
How do you read how's the audio book to that go? It's just like, download this other audio
It's just
file.
it's the guy going, excuse me 1 second, a new guy comes in and starts
Oh, yeah.
talking.
Page flipping.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
Oh,
It's
God.
just
So I'm
like-
Ringo Starr. I'm gonna read the second part of the book. The
Peeve
blue
closed.
holes. Peeve closed.
Peeve closed.
Nice.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Doopy,
Wait.
would you like to go with your peeve?
Sure.
Do it.
Alright, so I hate when a coworker
Uh-huh.
has a very clearly talked about responsibility that they have to do
Yeah.
that you don't even know anything the fuck about, that you had no inclination for, that you had no prep for, and just fucking throws you into it. And you get in trouble for it, basically.
Because they didn't do their job.
Because I had to do the fucking job they had to do. Now, I'm the manager of my store location. I am the store manager of the Dollar Party location in Burton.
You are the manager of those plastic babies.
Oh my god,
All
yes,
plastic
I
babies.
guard those fucking babies
I'm
with
sorry.
my life.
Say-
Plastic babies.
What?
No,
Plastic
you understand.
Like,
Go on.
are they like baby-sized babies or like
They're
tiny
like,
babies?
I think they're like.
If you want to know more,
Visit
listen to
the store.
additional
Yes, okay.
podcast
That's good.
episodes.
Okay, I'll come in. I'll
Wow,
come in
it's
and look
clear
at their plastic
someone
baby
doesn't listen to
selection.
Peeves and Qs.
Yeah. I'm not saying who.
Anyway,
We need those downloads, Taylor. Jesus.
My bad.
that being said, even though I'm the store manager, the business itself is micromanaged to a T by the store owner. Every single location, he'll hit all 5 in a fucking day, tell everybody what they need to do, and they do it. So even though I have that moniker, but not really.
Yeah.
So, this person has tenure on me. 10 years. They've been there a very long time. So they know the store owner inside and out, or at least they should, or they should get a fuck enough to do that. So, I don't know that the news is coming in. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's been a helium shortage since like 2016,
Yep.
and I work with balloons. Go figure.
That's why we all talk with such deep voices now, because there's less helium in the world. You guys didn't notice that?
Anyway, I don't know what the questions are going to be. I don't know what the answers are going to be. I don't even call the boss because I already heard him talking to about this, and I had no idea when this was supposed to happen. So I get shoved in front of a camera. I have to put on this goofy, fuck stupid apron.
Fuck stupid.
And I have to-
Oh, fuck stupid.
That's not what you want to wear.
And I have to answer questions wearing a Deadpool shirt, I'm wearing the Deadpool shirt with the unicorn on it.
Oh,
So I had to cover that up with the apron. I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
You're
at
already
all.
in a bad mood.
What are you doing? A news interview or?
Exactly.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
on the fucking news, ABC 12 News. I'm on the news right now.
What?
That's the thing.
We need to watch it.
Whoa, hold on. I feel like we missed some of that in the story here.
No, I got interviewed by ABC.
So what was the responsibility?
I wasn't supposed to do any of that.
On the news?
I was not supposed
You just had such good charisma. They're like, this
Yeah.
guy.
No, what happened
Oh, I see.
was
This is a brag
person-
of a peeve.
No,
I get
this
what's
is a
going
brag.
on here.
I fucked up, and I got in trouble because I said something I shouldn't have.
Uh-oh.
You're like, we have tons of helium.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Come on, take all the healing
Basically,
you want.
all I said, and this is in the interview. I don't know if I'm saying this verbatim, but I'm going to paraphrase it as best I possibly said it. So the quote is, "Helium prices are up. So that also means that the prices of our balloons goes up. That's from $1 to $1.25, and the customer doesn't like that.
Big deal.
And that's understandable because to the customer, they're just paying for and this is the best part.
A goddamn balloon.
Wait a minute. Are you going to say something that you shouldn't have said on the news
This
on
is
podcast?
exactly what I said.
Okay.
Essentially, the customer is paying for what they see as a plastic sack with air in it. And
You are a PR nightmare, my friend.
Well, a plastic sack couldn't necessarily...
No. Literally, even everything you said up to that point. I'm just like, stop.
everything.
Stop.
War machine.
That was literally the last
Well,
words I
that'll
said.
teach
and
them.
my boss was pissed. He
That'll
was
teach
so
them.
pissed.
So the responsibility was to be in front of the camera?
I wasn't supposed to do that.
Right.
That's
that was
what I'm
the
asking.
responsibility.
She was supposed to, A, be in front of the camera, B, monitor the questions, tell them to the boss, C, get all the answers figured out before the interview even took place.
Yeah.
And none of
Mitigate
that
the
happened.
questions, mitigate the answers, figure out the
Mitigate
best.
the disaster, yeah.
Exactly, and I fucked everything
I
up.
guess what you could have done is just none of it. You could
Yeah.
have
Could have just been like, no.
Well, this is the thing.
But hindsight's
They come in,
always,
I'm just
yeah.
like, fuck, I am not dressed for this.
Yeah.
I didn't shave my neck. I didn't shave my
I love that. That's like
Shave
I didn't
my
shave
I did
my
not
neck.
shave my neck
How did-
because that's what I think of when I'm gonna go on TV.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
oh my god, my
You
neck
just like
is
put
so
on an ascot
hairy.
and you're like, hello.
She
Yeah.
shoves the apron into my chest and says, you do it. I don't want to be on camera.
Whoa.
So I think I gotta do it. I think I have to.
Right, you're just trying to be a good employee.
You gotta follow orders.
So I'm just like, fuck it. I gotta do this.
you gotta
I'm gonna
go
do this
on it.
anyway.
Was it like literally someone like asking you and like putting a microphone to your face?
Basically, it was that. You'll find out on the website.
So
I
your
think
instinct was to say plastic sacks.
You're like, you pulled a Ben Wyatt.
Wyatt.
Real stupid on TV.
it was so fucking bad. It was so
I can't wait to
bad.
watch it.
Oh my god, it was
Absolutely
so
love it.
bad.
I bet they just pare it down where like, this is what this employee thinks. Plastic sacks.
Strong words.
so bad. I got in so much fucking trouble. And this person, the very next day, apparently she gets even worse treatment for the boss, and she fucking should, because I didn't deserve that
I
shit.
hope you're listening, Debbie.
Debbie.
Is her name Debbie?
But Debbie was the name of my
You
old
just said
boss.
Her name.
doesn't
did
matter.
he or did he say beep?
Oh, that's true.
Although it would be really funny if you had nailed it the first try,
Yeah.
and then
It would have been
like,
great.
well,
I would have got a raise.
they would've been like,
Instead,
"That's
I got in trouble.
Nah, that's life. That's jobs.
yeah, you do what you can.
Yeah, that happened, and
That's when you're like, okay, well,
and now we got people coming in and say, and now I got people coming into work and saying,
plastic sacks guy.
no, they say this. It's like, I thought it was $1.25. Why is it $1.50 now? Because they just went the fuck up.
You're the one. You said 125.
I had that conversation
Do they
3
have to honor
fucking times
those
today.
prices? Because that'd be rough. If they
Yeah, no, he doesn't have to do shit.
good.
Be like, oh, that was my twin. I know he's such an idiot.
Yeah, that was my
Did you
evil
see
twin.
my neck?
Loopy.
It's shaved.
Yeah,
My
I got a
brother,
shaved neck. I don't
he
know.
doesn't shave his neck.
That guy wore an ascot. I don't see any ascot on this
Doopy
neck.
and Loopy.
Doopy and loopy.
One's shaved, one's not.
Oh, fuck. Anyway, stick a dick in me. I'm fucked. That's about
All
the end
right,
of this.
well, peeve closed then, I guess.
I do want to add real quick
Yeah, do
the because there's no video with this audio,
Right,
but the
that's
way
true.
that Alex's face lit up when he realized that tenure.
Oh yeah, 10 years. It literally just, don't you shake your head no at me. When did you realize that? When did they teach you that in
10
school?
year, and I was like, oh, because they've been there 10 years?
All right then, genius. Answer me this. Why do they call it a fortnight? Nobody else say anything. Why do they call it?
40 nights.
14 nights.
14 nights.
I rest my case.
I didn't say I knew everything.
Well, you didn't know that, and I didn't know that. So.
Holy shit.
Guys, let's move on to our Qs section. Who would like to go first? I will abstain unless we have time, because we have many people, so we might not get through all of them.
I got one that's quick.
Do it.
Hopefully. I assume we've all played Mario Kart before.
Mario Kart!
Yep,
Okay.
the devil's game.
My question is, who do you always play as?
That's a good question.
Mine, because I play Mario Kart 8, is Rose. Is it
Rose
Peach?
Gold
Rose
Peach.
Gold Peach.
Yes.
I have to. If
yeah.
I've like tried to play other characters and I can't focus long enough to.
Oh,
even,
really?
Yeah.
I guess I can understand that.
Yeah. So that's fine.
I always play as the yellow shy guy. I call him my little banana boy.
Ah,
That is adorable.
Yeah, I love him.
shy guy. Is that why you're wearing that color? Mustard yellow?
Shy guy.
No.
Sexual.
What? Why?
Not at all.
Not at all.
She's like, no, I fucking hate this.
No, I love it. I love it.
Oh, well, I hate it, so.
Breath of the Wild Link.
Yeah.
Okay,
He
I
took
won't
it. He
spoil.
took your answer. No one else can play that but you. That's yours.
I play as Bowser. Hardcore Bowser.
Of course, I love it.
yeah.
I love it.
You're
Hardcore Bowser
You're a
fan
Bowser
since
fan.
Inside Story.
Like, I play hardcore
2006. Motherfuckers.
2006, nice. Well, I do Regular Link, but they don't have a Toon Link on Mario Kart like they do in Smash Bros, which is unfortunate.
Oh, that'd
But
be cool.
It would.
They did, yeah.
So cool. Since we're trying to get Jody to like learn how to play and everything. Well, she's gotten
I'm really good. I
So-
beat him the other night.
Yeah, so like
He's really sore about
I
it.
started off like when we first started playing together, I was like at the top of my game, so I'd always win, of course.
I was
But
pissed.
then I would be like, all right, well, she needs to learn, so I would like choose a different player, and so we looked up like the weight classes
Yeah.
of the
Which
players.
they have. That's
Yeah,
stupid.
and-
What-
Not anymore, right?
Well, no, they do.
Oh, is
They
it
do.
still? I
Like we
didn't think
looked it up,
was.
and it was a table, and it was like this.
Yeah.
These two character. Every character has like a
Oh yeah,
matching
but you
pair.
can still use any cart or any bike.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
they can-
older
yeah.
games, like medium class could only use medium class bikes, and
oh.
it was really shitty.
No, they have like how they handle like their weight and their handling and
Okay,
everything
yeah,
for
that
the
makes sense.
players. They also have that for the bikes, but with the bikes and the carts, you can see the stats on that.
Yeah, but
and it
not
lets
the
you
people.
choose, but not the people, which is very
Yeah.
confusing.
It's a
So
guessing
we looked
game.
it up, and so we found out that like Metal Mario is the same class as Rose Gold Peach. So I wanted to be as equal as I could to
Yeah.
her. So I started using that, and I really like it. I really like the way he plays. So I started playing as him, but I also really like Link. So
Bonus
cool.
question: do you always choose the same cart?
I have
Yeah.
Me
to.
too.
I always do
Mine's
the
like the scooter.
what is it called? Comet? No, it's City Planner. No, City.
City planner.
It's the Vespa.
Yeah, it's the Vespa.
It's the Vespa
Planner.
with the really
urban city
small
planner.
red wheels.
Yeah.
I like the sport bike, but we always.
I
Play
used to play on the
cars.
sports bike,
Well,
and then
yeah.
I can't handle
Well,
very well.
I do want to kind of open up a secondary question to this, which is who do you play in Smash Brothers?
Oh,
Zelda.
Zelda, like
Yeah.
Princess Zelda.
Yeah, I'm a basic bitch. It's Kirby. It's like
You know what?
the yellow Kirby.
I play no suit Samus.
Zero Suit
Zero
Samus.
Suit
Yeah,
Samus,
yeah.
yeah.
That's really cool.
I like
Pink.
that name
She has
better
to be
though.
pink.
Zero
No,
Suit or No Suit
no
Samus?
No suit Samus. It just makes it sound like she's fucking naked.
Yeah, I like to play his birthday suit Samus myself.
Either
What
of
about
those,
you?
I do.
Huh?
He plays Link.
Link.
Who
What
plays?
What about you, Dupe?
Fucking Bowser.
Bowser, yeah, of course.
Also, I want to go on record. I think I may have got the date wrong for Bowser's Inside Story.
Oh no, you're
Oh
not a
god,
real
you
fan.
should be
Get out.
so ashamed.
Right now, I'm
say-
googling it. I'm panicking. I'm fucking panicking. I'm trying to Google when it
While
actually
you
came
figure
out.
it out.
At least you didn't say it on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
it's
you
just
would
a
have been
podcast.
fired
Yeah.
straight up. They
Right,
don't
right,
play around with
right.
that.
Bowser would call and you'd be like, listen, you got my
my
stats wrong.
No, you fucking kick my ass.
My favorite character not to play as, but just to be, is Toon Link, because I love Toon Link. Wind Waker is like one of my all-time favorite Zelda games. But to play as Kirby, because
It's
I started
easy.
playing the story mode, and like you just get so familiar with him, and he's like OP AF. Like he can jump super
great,
high.
yeah.
And like when he does the sword up and down thing and just blasts somebody.
But like, I'm not very good, so I need that hand.
I am not very
Right.
good.
He's
at
Kirby
Smash
is very
Bros.
easy to play as and a lot of fun, so I like Kirby a lot. But I also
I
like
always I don't know how I play, but I'm constantly like taunting. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
always have their voice taunt.
Oh yeah.
That's constantly, so it's like,
There must be some button
I
that
don't
doesn't
know.
do something for her, but it does for other players because we can never figure out how to taunt. But you're always taunting.
But I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
What if
it's
that's
like,
just
what
like
did
your
you just
attack
do?
move?
Yeah.
That's really annoying. That's
Yeah.
the attack.
Well, it's like in Mario, whenever he like does a high jump, and he's like, "Aha!" and I like have to keep doing that, and Jody's like, "What are you playing?" Because it's the same noise over and
that
over.
is annoying.
I don't know why they do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, good question.
Thank you.
I liked it. Cue closed. Question closed.
Yep.
Would like to go next. We're doing good on time, so.
Well, my question was kind of long, so I need to cook up a different question.
Well, it can be long. We have plenty of time.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Hit us.
What's the most just incompetent thing you've witnessed a coworker do?
Ooh.
And that was one of my questions. Good.
Who wants to go first?
Man, I really gotta think about
I'm
this.
sure you're all selecting from a wide wheel of.
I actually told Connor this story once.
Oh, okay.
This is back when I worked Taco Bell.
Oh.
Oh, I think
I
I,
thought-
know. I think I know
Oh.
this.
This was probably the funniest and also most awful thing I had ever witnessed in my life.
Tell us.
So I worked Taco Bell. That was my first job that wasn't like construction. I used to be a roofer, that sort of thing. And then I went to fast food, which is a horrible mistake, but
Yep.
also it opened venues. I learned how
Sure.
to deal with customers. and shit.
Yes. It's an important skill.
Anyway, something I personally did on accident.
Oh, it's you. You're,
No, it isn't me,
okay.
but I started it.
Oh, you okay?
It's just that I wasn't the one who was the
Gotcha.
worst in that situation. I just kickstarted the situation. So, when you make caramel apple empanadas, when you put it on that heat lamp, you tuck the paper in and underneath.
Okay. Sure.
If you don't,
It sets on fire.
Yeah.
the paper catches fire.
Well, yeah. That seems like it's common sense.
Well, it is. But fuck you.
Wow.
Also, why
I'm
is
just
there a
being
heat
honest.
lamp that is
That
capable
hot,
of
yeah.
catching paper?
Have you ever ate an apple empanada?
They're fucking
It's literally
lava.
you just like bite into it and it's just like blah, lava comes
They
out
keep
of
them
it.
bitches hot for an hour. Then after that, it's no good. It has to be thrown out that second.
Oh, are you about to tell me that you're the one who left the paper under the?
No, I let it catch fire, and
Yeah,
I was
so
in
you
the
did
back.
the- you
Yeah,
did the-
I did the
okay.
thing.
Oh, so somebody
my
else.
bad.
So I accidentally let that happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I go to the back. I'm getting some stuff. I'm getting like I think it was Cool Ranch Dorito shells, and somebody's like, "There's a fire!" So
fire.
everybody starts looking out the windows.
Yeah.
And then
No, in the building.
here.
the assistant manager points at the caramel apple empanada,
It's you.
and she says, "No, it's right there." And she points at it. And that assistant manager and the other assistant manager and 3 other workers just stare at it
God, it's so beautiful.
for 5 fucking seconds. And then nobody reacted at all. And I'm in the back watching like, I'm gonna get fired.
Oh, your restaurant's gonna get fired first.
The store manager comes out. She sees the fire and she's like, "What are you guys doing? Put out the
Ah.
fucking fire!"
Nice.
She goes over, she like starts to mitigate the situation. The assistant manager finally jumps up and then takes water and throws it on top of it, and it's
no.
Here we
above a
go.
greaser. And she's like,
Oh no!
And she's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" She
No.
takes it, throws it on the floor, and hits it with an extinguisher. Everybody's breathing hard. I'm in the back.
You're just like,
What happened, guys?
Oh, what happened?
I'm in the back. I'm still
What's
watching.
all this commotion? I wasn't here.
I'm still in the back. I'm still watching. I'm still hiding. I can't stop crying,
It's
laughing.
okay.
And she turns to the assistant manager and she says, "You know, I've lost a little faith in you." Nobody ever figured out who started that fire.
oh, so you have to live with the guilt every day.
No, that's one of the greatest moments of my life.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my god, I look back
Yeah.
on that, I was just like, God, that was amazing.
I'll be honest, like, you tell me right now, I mean, it's easy for me, hindsight, not in the restaurant, under the stress, to be like, oh, move the paper. But, like,
Right.
in the moment, you can be, like, totally forgetful.
Everybody was like, it was the middle of the dinner rush. Everybody
yeah,
was like,
you don't have time to adjust
so
paper. Like,
in
oh,
that
this-
moment of shock, everybody was just like, fuck. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
So that's your moment of, like, work stupidity, I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh yeah, because I started it, but I wasn't the stupidest in the
Oh,
situation.
no, I don't mean that was, like, your shining
No,
moment.
I
mean,
fucking did it.
I mean, like, that's your moment that you're sharing with us.
Yeah, of course.
What about you, Alex?
I don't know that I've had an experience where somebody was like super incompetent at their work, but I
Customers.
did
Fucking
customers
incompetent.
all day, all night. I did have, this was kind of recently, a couple months ago, a coworker get himself fired for like getting into a fight with the boss because he was just like, they're both really hot-headed, and like they just got into like one of those spats where it's like, you're not doing something right. It's like, yeah, well, you're an idiot or whatever, and then they just started getting into each other, and then it was literally one of those. I've never seen this happen in real life, but it was one of those like, all right, well, why don't you just not come in tomorrow? And it's like, well, you can't do that because I quit. And I'm like,
Why
wow.
would you do that?
Yeah.
It actually happened?
This
Yeah, he
this
literally-
person's a piece of shit. So
Oh.
goodbye.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
a good riddance because I hated this guy from
Good.
like basically the day I started working there. But
Good day for you then.
yeah, I was like,
He's like a
hello.
lady's bag. He's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm
Seriously,
sorry.
like just like popcorn, and I'm like, yeah, keep going, stoke these fires. I was turning the heat up so people would be angry, no, but it was very weird because you always think like people are always cool, level-headed, but they're
Until
not.
they're not,
Until they're
yeah.
not. So that was pretty incompetent. Getting into a fight with the boss and being like, I
Yeah.
quit.
That's fucking
What
amazing.
about you, Jody?
I used to have an assistant that I worked with who, and I emphasize you store with,
Spoilers.
she was just flustered like all the time.
Oh yeah.
And like the our head assistant who, you know, sets our schedules and all that type of stuff. When we all wear headsets, and she said something like, so and so, you can just leave that tray there. I'll take care of it. And the assistant that I was working with, she was just like, what does that even mean? Like, said it just like super loud. And our head assistant was like in the next room. She's like, and she like leans over and she's just like, I mean, you can just leave that there and I'll take care of it. Like, just. But the way the assistant said, she was just so sassy that I was just like, girl, we can't be like that.
Jesus Christ.
We do that in the back alone. We do
Yeah.
not do that up here on the floor.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
Just like she literally was going psycho.
Oh
like,
my god.
It's amazing how little common sense a lot of employees have. Like,
Yeah,
you can't talk like
seriously.
that when there are customers
Yeah.
at your shop. Like, you
yeah,
can't,
there,
you just can't do
and
that.
thankfully there weren't any patients that we
Yeah.
had, but like, and I know. My office is like literally all women except one man, and I feel really bad for him. But like, we normally like there's no confrontation of any kind. But this girl was just like, "What does that even mean?"
That's amazing.
Like,
oh my god.
Wow.
That's like a scene
Zero
out of the
to
office.
like
piss.
I literally was just like, "Oh my god!"
I'm out. Yep, no, I'm
That's
leaving.
fucking crazy.
I do. I completely freeze if something's so awkward. I'm just like, "Oh,
Me too.
Oh, like
Do you
I
have one?
can't.
Pass.
You're gonna
Pass.
pass?
Oh, come on.
You have
I
some
know you
good
got
ones.
one. I know you got one.
do.
You told me this story years ago. We shared this story.
Doopy's
'Cause
calling you out.
I don't know
He's
what you're
gonna tell
talking
your
about.
story.
This was back when you worked over the movie
Doopy's
theater.
gonna tell him.
Oh, I've got.
This was
Dude,
the
I
guy
got
who
the-
talked about the fucking clown dude.
Oh,
Okay, I
You
want to
fucking know who I'm talking
Tell
about.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's the
so,
clown dude?
So okay,
Clown
this
dude.
this is a story. Not necessarily about his incompetence, though. He was.
Uh-huh.
This is a story about how someone like this could ever. How could this person ever be employed?
Yeah.
So we were on break in the break room, and this guy who hadn't been working there very long would just say like the stupidest random things that
Yeah.
are so obviously a lie.
Oh.
Oh, one of those.
For example, he said that his car broke down near the Birch Run. Can we
Yeah,
get
you can
location?
say Birch Run.
Birch Run exit,
Mhm.
and that he ran from the Birch Run exit along the highway
to get to work.
No, he didn't.
Oh.
Oh.
to Miller Road.
Motherfucker had to be hauling
put
some
that in
ass.
3 days later.
And he did it in 4 hours.
To put that in perspective, that's like what, 25 miles? 30?
That
25 maybe?
that is drive time if you're going
Uh-huh.
the speed limit, which I think is only 70, not 75.
Right.
25, 30 minutes?
That from Birch Run, it'll take
At
you 30.
least-
it'll
at least 20
It'll
minutes.
take you 25 minutes.
Yeah, like what? Yeah,
Yeah.
3 days for him.
Yeah.
To jog.
If you're
3
not
days.
like
It would take me a
kind of,
week.
like- and I'm like 4 hours.
No, you didn't, you asshole.
Which by the way, you can calculate because like that's exit 1. Birch Run is exit 135 or something like that.
Sure.
I don't know.
And like Miller Road is like 102 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idiot.
I feel like the average running speed is like 10 miles per hour. So
That's like when you're really booking it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are like
Nonstop.
professional runners.
And assume
And that's at a
runner.
sprint,
And-
not
yeah.
constantly for
Yeah.
30 miles.
assume
It's
you
not
have
a
like
light
that
jog.
You gotta
modest
factor
strength,
in
that
the time he's
adrenaline
gotta take to
boost.
stop and throw up every 20 minutes.
that would be me.
That's
gonna add like a
20
full
minutes,
day.
every
or-
5
and
minutes.
this guy is like 6'2" or 3.
Oh, that's a lot of weight.
Long legs.
Heavy
long legs.
set.
Okay,
Yeah.
well.
No, that's a lot of
Like
weight.
not.
Yeah, so this guy's
Not-
basically saying, "Hey, dude, I did a fucking
Like
death
he's
sprint
he's
for
not
4
like
hours."
huge, but like this guy's not running up the street.
If we
Right.
had done that, I would have
Sure.
seen that on the news.
Yeah.
That guy runs.
No, it would have been labeled
Forrest
crackhead
Gump.
runs
Forrest
really
Gump.
fast.
Forrest Gump of Michigan.
I was
And
just
then
gonna make a
ran
joke about that.
back.
No, in 4 hours.
He went to GameStop.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to stop for your
and then,
games.
and then he forgot his wallet, so he ran back to his car and he picked it up.
I was gonna say he
went
forgot
back
something in his
and,
car.
and went back to his car.
Oh
And
my god! Why would he go to GameStop? Why is that so
Seems-
important?
Because
that's where he
He's
was
gotta
going.
run there. So he has to. Okay.
but he actually made better time on the way back. You know, he was only 3.5 hours.
He's improved.
Because it was going downhill.
Yeah, he's going downhill. The wind's
Yeah,
behind
right.
him at that point.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Wait, so where does the clown part factor in?
okay, so
He just happened to be a clown. He was in
this
full
is
clown
just-
getup. Unrelated.
This is just like these are the things that I would just sort of be at the table and just sort of go.
Yeah.
just blank stare.
No one saw that, but
Yeah.
but yeah, just lift the head up and just like what, and just kind of look at him like he's a fucking idiot.
Did you have somebody you could like share a glance with?
I
across the
love
room?
that. I
Oh,
love that
yeah.
person that you're just like,
Okay,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good. That's good.
And I never, ever called him out because you can't call somebody
No.
like that out.
Well, you just did it
no,
on the podcast.
you
What's
just
his
keep
name?
talking.
I
They
don't
think
remember.
that they've actually.
You don't have
Oh,
to
well,
call
there
them
it is.
out. Honestly, no one
Um,
believes them.
So the clown part.
Oh my
yeah.
god, I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
actually.
no, it's dumb.
So this is somebody, and I can't remember how old I was, but I was definitely in the theater at the time. So maybe I was only like 25 or something like that. But anyway, and he was like maybe a couple years younger than me,
Mm-hmm.
and he started his story out. And I've forgotten some of the ins and outs of this, Doopy, so, like, forgive me.
No, it's fine. If you can't fill in the blanks, I
Right.
will.
I will.
So, he's like, yeah, back in my college days. And that's when I heard...
Like,
'cause
what,
this
that
guy,
one semester
this
of
guy didn't
community
go to
college?
fucking college.
Right, right.
Maybe he just hung
Not
out
to
around
be-
site.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
he just went to a college.
Not to be an East Coast leftist, liberal, tree-hugging
Yeah.
academic elitist. But this guy didn't go to fucking college.
Right.
And if he did, because he also talked about how he went to college and like he partied all the time and like blah 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 blah. blah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Again, he went to a college and partied. Story checks out. So
And he
far.
was like that, and like for some reason, like I was just like, tonight's the night.
Oh no.
Oh,
Just be like,
like
well,
tonight's
college.
the night that you're gonna call him out.
Because at this point, we had figured out that not only is he just like braggadocious and like, self, flagellating and all of that,
Gross.
right?
Not
But
that kind of
he is a pathological liar.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a sociopath, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's too much of an idiot.
He's a
Oh, okay.
sociopathological liar, is what he is.
So he's like, yeah, back in my college days, like I got into some really, and I was like, hi, yeah, did you ever?
By the way,
Didn't I see that?
Did you ever party like with U of M? Because he said he went to SVSU or something like that,
Okay.
or something like that. Did you ever party with the U of M Flint crowd? It's like, yeah.
all the time.
Just be like, oh, and did you meet
And I'm like,
Weird
oh, that's
Waldo?
like,
Waldo the
do you
clown.
remember?
Yeah.
Oh, it gets better. It's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember like that? Do you remember the clown? Do you remember the clown who would sometimes like we never knew if this guy was like a student or like not or like really how old he was.
Was
but,
he
like,
Oh
Yeah, that
yeah,
was
the
me.
clown.
and
Yeah,
he was like, yeah,
for sure.
yeah, I remember that guy.
And you're like,
Yeah, but like he would add to it.
oh, and he would.
Oh my god.
That's a risky move.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, and like he had the big shoes, right? I'm like, yeah,
Well, have you ever met a clown with small shoes?
yeah.
Well, that's like
yeah.
those mediums that kind of like guess it's like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
had
yeah.
somebody in your life pass away.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Yeah,
you're
He's
gonna
like,
be
he
right.
didn't wear like those that
Totally.
that onesie. I'm like, no. Like it was more like a vest and a thing.
Yeah.
More like the Joker.
You know that
more
clown
like
with
the
a lot of
Joker.
colors?
But big ass clown thing.
Yeah.
With
Did
the
he have?
painted face.
Oh, yeah, the one with the red nose. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I knew a clown.
And it's like, yeah, like that guy was crazy, right? Yeah. He was like, yeah, he was. Like, what, like, I remember a couple times, like, did he ever let you do body shots?
What?
Who said that? You or him?
He did.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what if he was just
And
trying
I'm like-
to humor you? Though?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think so. It's probably
No.
not the case.
No.
No, this guy.
And I said, yeah, and like, what was really cool about him is like he was so Jewish, like you could tell.
Okay, now we're
Oh,
going into like
okay.
a fetish of his.
Yeah.
Like, now,
I said that.
Oh, okay.
I
no,
said that.
but his
said that.
response is
His
golden.
response was,
Yeah.
I knew there was something off about it.
Okay.
That is a real human being.
That is
response.
a real human being.
Okay, so
Oh, I
that's,
believe he exists.
that is a
Shit.
horrifying story, but here's my question to you, Connor, my friend. What if there was a clown? He was not lying. What if you just
Yeah.
happened to get it right about the clown?
We would have
What-
heard
Did
about
you
that
eventually like call him out and be like, "That's bullshit. I made all that out."
clown. That's a lie.
Yeah, that's
Did you?
a lie.
So
You agree
he
there was
said
a
that.
clown?
So he said that, and Ron, my coworker, was dying.
Yeah.
He's crying. Because he knows I'm making it
Yeah,
up.
of course. Why wouldn't you be?
And I just went, I made that all up, dude. This is the best part. He was like,
I know.
he's like, so then who was the clown?
This is what I'm telling
Oh my
you.
god, now he's going down to you of him, and he's looking
He's
for
gonna be the clown.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta
Something
fucking wear
like
clown shit with big shoes
But he's
tonight.
gonna make sure that everyone knows that he's not Jewish.
No one asked about this, and this isn't part of your question.
yeah.
So, like, a bonus part of my answer
Uh-huh.
Good.
is: does anyone want to guess why he got fired?
Oh wait, give me a minute to think.
drugs.
That's a good one.
I feel like drugs. Not on premises of the building, but like he came in intoxicated.
My guess is he was openly racist in front of a customer.
Ooh.
That's
No,
a good
that doesn't
one.
get you fired there.
Are you
Oh,
fucking
no.
kidding? Oh, it is white Michigan, so probably not.
Is this true? Is this could you gather clues from the story about how he was
Yeah, probably not. You're kind of close.
Oh, all right.
He brought in alcohol in an unmarked container
Ooh.
and was
A
trying
child
to
sippy cup.
sell it
to a child?
to underage employees.
We were close.
Oh, asshole.
on the
Yeah.
clock.
That's not.
What a dumbass.
That's just like insult to injury, like on the clock versus off the clock.
That's
it
like
doesn't
actually
really matter
a
if it
crime,
does.
though.
All
That's
in
like
all,
not
though,
even-
I have to say, the most amazing man that has ever lived to this fucking day.
So that's like
this
the
fucking-
longest answer to
Yeah.
any question on this show.
it
Maybe.
made for a good
But
story.
that-
It was a good story.
Yeah, that
It was
that
courageous
good.
man, I gotta say. He had a lot of courage to him.
Fucking love that story. What a
brave.
dickhead. I fucking love it.
Thank you, Doopy, for reminding me because I had forgotten.
Of course.
All right. Well, good story.
Did you have an answer?
Did you
If
have
we,
an
if we have
answer?
time, I
We
do
do,
have an
yeah,
answer.
definitely.
I mean, I've got like a million, but I'll pick my favorite. The first one, I'll have two. I'll make them really short. The first one I wasn't here for, but my kitchen manager tells me this all the time. I work in a kitchen that's like not like a restaurant kitchen, but we do events and banquets and stuff. A few years before I got there, my kitchen manager told me he had a guy who worked for him, and if you haven't used a chafing pan before, it's like
A chafing pan?
yeah. I mean, it's not. I think it's spelled like CH, but
Yeah.
it's not a chafing pan.
Right.
A chafing pan.
That hurts, by the way.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever had a chafing
right
pan.
on your
but-
inner thigh. Like,
Oh. Rough stuff.
but it's like a stand that holds a big pan full of water, and you heat that up, and then you put your pan of food in the water so
Oh.
it stays
Oh,
warm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he basically told the dude to put breadsticks in the chafing pan. The guy took the breadsticks out in the pan, dumped them in the water.
Oh.
Came back in, and then there's people in line at the buffet, and they're standing
They're like,
around.
"What
they're
the
lost."
hell?
And a waitress comes busting into the kitchen, and she looks at the kitchen manager and goes, "Your idiot KitchenAid just put fucking breadsticks in the goddamn water like goddamn fish."
Oh.
And then the guy,
He thinks he's Jesus out there with the bread and the water.
Jesus over here.
it's Jesus out there. Like kitchen manager turns to this guy, and the guy goes, sorry, man.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Sorry,
I have
man.
those panic moments where you're just like, is this honestly what they mean? But
Yeah, you don't know sometimes, but...
My other one is the person I work with right now, and it's two separate tiny instances. One was there's a single spoon on a table. There's nothing else on this table, I promise you. It's just a spoon. I asked her to go put the spoon away. She looks at it and goes, which one? There's one spoon. There's
Okay.
just one
The
spoon.
one fucking
so I
spoon.
just stare at her and I stare at the spoon.
the spoon that I said.
I honestly
I don't
don't I don't know how to answer her, so I just look at her and I walk over there and I pick up the spoon and put it away. But we were doing this like fish fry event there or something, and me and my other coworker who's actually competent, like we're working really hard and like sweating our asses off. And she randomly announces the other one. She announces she's going to get more coleslaw out of the fridge. I'm like, well, we don't need it, but sure, go ahead. Keep yourself occupied. She comes out.
make sure you get a spoon.
Right. Which one?
Which one?
She comes out holding it, and she looks at me and goes, where do you want this?
Said with the spoon. Put it with the
Up your
spoon.
butt.
It gets better, I promise you.
Fucking swallow it.
I'm doing like 6 different things at once. I look at her and I go, what? Because I didn't quite...
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really hear her, but I'm pretty sure it's what she said, and it probably is. I needed her to say it again.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like, what?
I couldn't believe someone was so stupid.
She's still holding it. I go, what? And she just stares at me. It's silent.
Oh, I hate
But she's
people like that.
looking at me, and I go, did you say something to me?
Yeah.
And she's still looking at me. And I say again, what did you say? And she doesn't answer me.
What is going on?
Like, are you broken? Are you having
I
a
thought she was
stroke?
having
Yeah.
like an embolism or
Turns out
something.
she did have a stroke. It's very sad,
No.
but it's annoying that she didn't answer me.
So my coworker, who's actually helping me, she's like losing it. She's crying,
Yeah.
like laughing so hard. So I just go whatever, and I start doing my stuff.
Uh-huh.
10 seconds later, I hear her say, "I'm not even looking at her anymore," but I hear her say, "I'm just gonna put it in the fridge." That's where she got it.
What?
People
It's-
are so stupid.
How do they get through the day?
I don't know. But, like
How do they get through life?
I don't know how she gets dressed in the morning, honestly. But like,
The shoes go where?
she comes
Which
in,
one?
Which one?
shoes are on her hands.
It's like, I don't know
Damn,
how
man,
to
I
breathe.
missed-
But
Oh.
it's like pretty much an instance like that about 10 times a day, every day.
That's incredible.
It's rough.
That's
Oh, God.
really
Holy
funny.
crap! Yeah, it's
Wow.
just awful.
Holy shit.
All right, well, we have time for about one more question. So who would like to...
who's got to get it.
Who would like
Get it.
who would like
I
to
mean,
go?
I got a question.
Well, hit us.
Well, I play a lot of games. I play a lot of games, a lot of different mechanics. One of my favorite ones are
Play
like
a lot of
RPG.
games, though?
Yeah, I do. Now, one of my favorite
Games.
ones.
Do you play a lot?
Do you
Yes,
play a
I-
lot of them?
Boy, do I! Anyway, one of my favorite types of games is like RPGs, JRPGs.
Sure.
So my question is kind of random. If you had to use an RPG mechanic in cooking, what would it be?
And cooking.
Okay.
Okay, for those of us who don't know what that is, what is that?
Yeah.
Basically, any sort of like in-game setting that you would use or in-game tool from any game that you've ever played in your life or just seen.
Okay.
Is there
What would
something
you
about a
use
video
in the
game
kitchen?
that you'd like to use in
In
a
the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Well-
just boil it down to that.
I got a
What's
good
your
one.
answer?
Yeah, but what's your answer?
What was my answer? I would probably use the fucking limit breaker from Final Fantasy.
What's
Like,
What's that?
what's that?
Now, a limit break is basically an ultimate move that you can use in game. And it's like a very powerful maneuver that is very flashy, and I would use that while cooking. For example, I would be cooking steak. Limit break. I fucking smack the frying pan down, the steak explodes, there's fucking fillets on the plate, and
Nice.
I'm on fire. That's the limit break.
Once again, I'm reminded of Undertale because there's a scene almost exactly like that in Undertale.
You're thinking of Sans, or no, not Papyrus.
Undyne.
Undyne?
Undyne.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Sans is a part of that, isn't he?
No, Sans isn't involved.
I thought he was like that one.
Papyrus is there. But it doesn't matter. The point is, yeah, that's
Anyway.
funny. Very funny. Mine would be the kitchen utensils will remember that whenever you make a decision. I'm not gonna use the egg beater. I'm gonna do this by hand. I'm gonna whisk it. It's like, oh, the egg beater will remember that. That's what I want. I want my kitchen utensils to have a spite against me. That's what I really
Like
want.
the egg beater is grateful for one
Yeah,
last day of
yeah,
service.
right. And then they're nice to you, so they last longer.
Yeah,
Win-win.
it's nice. Yeah, it's good.
I would make all the Halo people only use their weapons to cook in the kitchen.
Oh, like-
you can only use a gun. Good luck.
or like used to make a grilled cheese with an energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to use like the butt
I
end of
love
the gun to flip
I
it.
absolutely love the idea of like using an energy sword to slice bread, and you're just like trying
You're
to
like,
be
God damn!
I'm going to
And they
say
have to do it in their suits.
Oh,
this
yeah,
honestly
yeah.
just sounds like a Red versus Blue episode.
Oh, I'm
great.
sure that
It's
it
just
is.
Sarge cooking with a fucking shotgun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna make ourselves some fajitas. First, get some chicken. Next, you shoot the fucking shit out of it. It's just fucking shotgun.
Donut, come here.
Basically,
What the hell?
that's basically
I need you,
describing.
Donut, I need you to hold the chicken.
I love it.
Holy shit!
It's awesome.
I would use the Paragon and Renegade.
I absolutely love it.
And I don't know like how that would work, but I feel it'd be brilliant.
It would be. It'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I think.
Doopy, tell me how that would work.
Well, if you went Renegade while cooking yourself a delicious roast, you'd have black charred roast with a dark sauce. Really cook up them
I
calories.
was thinking more like customer walks in the kitchen and is like, I need you to recook this.
Oh, you
Renegade
kick them in
option
the balls.
and send it back.
What's the YouTube guy who like does something absurd and he like throws an egg on the thing or whatever? It's like
You're talking about how to basic.
Yeah, how to basic. Yeah.
That guy's
so
fucking
if you do
amazing.
if you do
Yeah.
Renegade, you're how to basic, and if you do like Paragon, you're Rachel Ray. That's how it works.
You know,
the two
I agree with
extremes.
that.
Sure.
Did you have one?
I would. This is probably really obvious, but like I would be like, if I'm sick or I accidentally like cut off my arm, just eat an apple and
Yes,
my
yes.
health is 100%. Like,
Just eat something and
that's
you're fine.
everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I seem to have
cure.
lost a finger while making myself food.
I don't
That's
know.
okay. I got
Nice
these
food.
chicken fingers,
Just,
and
like,
it's okay.
Eat food to cure all your ailments. You know,
That's good.
Or take
like,
a long rest.
I don't
Take a
know,
long rest,
Like
huh?
in Stardew Valley, if you guys play that, where,
yeah,
like,
of course.
if you eat a specific dish, you get like fishing proficiency.
Oh, nice.
I'd eat like a piece of shrimp, and now I'm gonna catch the biggest fish in the sea.
Which, that's the
You
fucking
know.
weirdest thing. I ate some
Yeah.
fish. I'm one with the sea.
Yeah.
I am the sea.
I am the sea.
So, yeah,
I am
like,
Aquaman.
You eat an apple and you get smarter. Like,
That's a
something
fucking
like that.
Lovecraftian logic there, though,
yeah,
with the
that's
fish and the fishing.
When you eat something, you gain its powers. We all know that.
That's right.
That's just true.
Yeah.
I also would have added skill tree. Like you do something and
Yeah.
you get better and better at it, which is
Yeah.
kind of true. But I want like
Well,
a
it
heads up
depends.
display, and I want
You
like
heard the
leveling
story
up.
about my coworker.
Yeah, it's true.
He's been there for over a month.
Experience is not always equal
Oh,
to proficiency.
No.
Bonus content for this, I like if I had a superpower for in the kitchen,
Alright.
meat vision.
Meat vision.
Yes!
So like you can
From-
see if it's like well
If it's
done.
good or
No,
bad.
Fairly Odd-
meat vision. Fairly
Really
Odd
odd parents,
I
yeah.
love it.
I have
vision.
no idea what the fuck
Oh,
this
there's
is.
a plate of steak.
Yeah.
Meat vision.
I did
Yeah.
play. I did play a Flash game back in like 2003 or whatever.
Didn't
that
we
was
all?
there was it was Fairly Odd Parents. There was a
No.
meat vision component to it. So there's that.
There's that.
Have that information.
Cool story.
Cool.
Awesome.
You're welcome. Well, that was a great. That was your question. That was
Yeah,
a
that was-
great question.
Thank you.
Question.
Do you have time for one more
closed.
question? Or
Let's do
if
it.
It's
Let's
fast.
do
If it's
it.
fast.
yeah, it can be long, but let's try to like make
Okay.
it.
Condense it.
What's the moment you realized the opinion of your parents has changed forever?
Oh, well, you're
This
Hold on,
isn't like
hold
a
on.
bad
Okay.
thing.
Like your parents' opinion of something?
Or your
Oh, your
like
opinion
of
how
your
you
parents.
like my
how
like
you see.
so like
Oh, God.
mine is when my mother told me that Star Trek Nemesis was a good movie
Uh-oh.
and was the best of the series. It's not.
But Tom
Hardy
is in it.
and that Star Trek Voyager the TV show was the best series. No one here gets that.
Yeah, but
That's
Tom
great.
Hardy
The
was in that
listeners will-
series.
No, he was not.
Oh, well then, yeah, it's garbage.
I'm just too busy trying to think.
Yeah. I don't think I have an answer to this, but I want to think about it.
There
Yeah.
definitely has to be a time when you were just like,
And so like you're not like
Flip
okay,
your
the
opinion on your
opinion
parents.
of your parents has changed, but it's sort of like oh,
you're
like
you are not the smartest
we
person.
are like different.
Yeah.
Like we are.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
like maybe not this. Maybe this won't is an exact answer to your question, but like I guess that moment when I realized that my mom didn't know everything, like
Sure.
growing
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
when like I felt like I could just ask her anything. Like my mom knows,
Right.
My mom knows. But then like I became an adult, and there's so much stuff I didn't know how to do because she didn't know to teach me.
Yes.
And I'm just thinking
Yes.
like you didn't know shit. I mean, you tried. Like,
you didn't know fucking shit.
good for you. You tried really hard. You did great. But like you don't know anything. And like wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely had that too.
Yeah.
Mine's a reverse. I literally, like, the whole time I was like, oh, my parents are whatever. They don't understand. And then just, like, one day I was just like, I need them for every decision I ever need to make. Like, I can't do anything without asking
It's
my
true.
mom.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God.
I seriously, I'm like, what do you think? And it's usually the right thing.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and it's a comfort. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lucky.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
Just don't ask her anything.
You're like, you ask her and you're like, I'm going to do the complete opposite.
I'm like, Mom, what would you do if?
Yeah.
Usually
Alright.
not.
I used to think my dad was an amazing guy until I was 11.
Uh-huh.
And then he went into a bar competition for Halloween for most realistic costume, and he did the fucking Wolfman. I walk into the garage, I see a very realistic fucking Wolfman outfit, and he chased me for 3 fucking hours on and off around that fucking house.
Yeah.
After
Gave
that,
you
my dad's a
PTSD.
dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad
You're
is
a dick.
You're a fucking dick, Dad.
Wow.
Asshole, man.
That's scary.
Also, I just want to say, Bowser Inside Story coming out.
Okay.
2009.
Oh.
Partners in Time came out
3
2005.
years.
Superstar Saga came out 2003, I think.
Partners in Time came out in 2005.
I believe
I
so.
remember watching those commercials.
Yeah, they were like...
When we had to
crap.
watch commercials.
Yeah, actually, I still remember those commercials today because it fucked me up. I was laughing so hard. They were taking like dummy babies and shoving them in cannons. It was fucking spectacular.
My favorite video game is Pong. The paddle goes up and then it goes down. It's simple.
I mean, what about...
What are you, the Planktons
None
from
of it is
SpongeBob?
complicated.
Wait,
Plankton.
Root beer.
if you really want to go old-fashioned, Radio Equipment actually made arguably one of the first games. It would be Tennis for Two.
Tennis for two.
Yeah, that's
As
one...
opposed for T for two.
Two for T.
Two for
T
T.
for two.
Tennis for one.
Tennis for one.
There's another one of the
That's
games.
just
I can't
loser
remember
ball.
which one came first, Tennis for Two, Pong, or there was a third one. I can't remember. Asteroids.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Asteroids.
Hangman.
But like this was during like the infancy of gaming itself.
Well, on that note, thank you for listening to Peeves and Qs. If you would like to find us on Twitter, you can do so. It's at Peeves and Qs. We also have an email account if you want to send us longer things. If you have your own questions or peeves.
Or stories.
Or stories,
That'd
yeah.
be cool.
Answer some of our questions. We'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
Send them to, or in the comments of YouTube, by the way. These episodes go on YouTube. It's at Peeves and Qs. But the email address, which I started saying earlier, peevesandqspodcast@gmail.com. Peeves is spelled out the way you assume it would be the word and the letter QS at gmail.com.
Yep.
Do you have a Twitter you'd like to?
I do. You can find me on Twitter at clevergirl, the letter F and the letter X.
I'm at Mr. spelled out the long way, Red2342. That's at Mr. Red2342. Anybody else have something they'd like to plug? Any Instagrams?
Oh yeah, you can find me at like Andy Rooney .790 if you want to see some really creepy deep fried memes I made myself.
You made one this week. I was
the
like,
deepest and the
yeah.
friest.
I made 2 this week, and I got a picture of my cousin just today, and I'm going to fucking deep fry
I'm
that
gonna
tonight.
wreck it.
It's already
gonna wreck
perfect.
it.
I'm gonna give you, since you're one of my followers, I'm gonna give you a preview of what it
Yes.
looks like.
Okay, well, exclusive content happening. If you look very closely at your phone, you can probably hear the image
There it is.
being sent.
Look at that
across
boy.
from you.
Isn't he gorgeous?
That is quite a picture.
No, that's actually not anybody you know. That's somebody related to me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Please
he's fucking
be
gorgeous,
like
isn't he?
Stellar content.
Oh boy. Also, if you're listening, and I doubt you are, Steven, you're going on my Instagram.
Oh.
All right, well, thanks for listening. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye. Wow.
Meat vision.
I was so lost when somebody said that. I was like, what the fuck do you
I knew exactly what it was, and I'm like, yeah, this is
like
fairly
X-ray, where if you're cooking meat, you can tell exactly when it hits.
That'd
like,
be cool,
mid-rare.
too, though.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But no,
Meat vision.
No, you mean so? Does meat come
I'd
out
love
of your
that.
actual eyes?
no, I think
It's
whatever.
like laser beaming, and then all of a sudden there's a hot dog.
Because that's upsetting to think about.
Sausage.
It burns.
Dude, I keep crying these fucking Jimmy Beans.
Jimmy
What?
can't control it.
Jimmy.
Yeah, he starts crying and chili comes out.
Oh,
Oh my god, that's
that's
disgusting.
disgusting.
I wish I knew how to fucking. I almost said Facebook.
What?
I was trying to say like Photoshop, but
Facebook.
it came out. I was like, I wish I knew how to Facebook. I'd fucking totally just face of gravy.
Christianity's Facebook.
Yeah, basically. Facebook.
Facebook.
You can find me.
Follow me. Follow the Lord on Facebook.
Follow the Lord. Speaking of which, I gotta get going. There's a couple of people in my house as we speak.
Oh.
Wait, seriously?